Hi all, today we're talking about Wolfenstein The New Order. Now, this is a game when first released appeared to have quite a lot of problems with it, but once you get past those problems, certainly on PC at least, this game is truly wonderful. Wolfenstein puts you in the role of, well, a last action hero really. And his role in all of this is to, well, fight the Nazis and come out on top. The game lays this out in a wonderful story that not only engages you, but makes you care about every character you encounter, as well as the character you're playing. There's a level of humour here and, well, frankly violence, which is absolutely second to none in a first-person shooter. This game is absolutely ballistic. Now, a lot has been really said about id Tech 5, the engine that drives Wolfenstein. It isn't perfect, far from it in fact. But a strange thing happens while you're playing Wolfenstein. That blurry smeariness that comes from the texture technology kind of fades into the background, and what you're left with is really a first-class shooter. It's just a shame that the technology doesn't quite lend itself as well to a first-person shooter as potentially we might like. Special mention has to be given to the dialogue and animation and the overall story that's been crafted for Wolfenstein The New Order. There are characters here which are not just one-dimensional, well, filler, but people you actually care about. When you look into the eyes of some of these characters, you see their soul staring back at you, and that is conveyed not just through the wonderful animation and graphics, but also top quality voice acting. There really hasn't been a first-person shooter that elevates the story the way Wolfenstein does. From the very first moment to the very last bullet, Wolfenstein The New Order keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's challenging, it can be difficult, occasionally it can be frustrating, but it's always down to you and your playstyle having to adapt to the new on-screen monsters and bosses coming your way. This is a first-person shooter that beautifully manages to blend shooter action and, well, almost a Resident Evil scare mechanic in there. There are times when, well, quite frankly, anything can happen and you will be scared out of your wits in that instant it happens. Wolfenstein The New Order's story can be best described as a fusion of The Expendables and Die Hard, with a liberal sprinkling of Last Action Hero and Saving Private Ryan. It really is one of the most over-the-top and, frankly, nuts stories you are ever going to come across. But somehow it works. Somehow, this utter craziness of the situation drives the story forward, makes everything seem grounded in a way that shouldn't actually happen. This is very much the best of popcorn movies thrown together into an action computer game. There are moral choices you'll have to make as well, and these help to kind of cement the story as something that not only are you playing through, but you're actively involved in. There are also moments which will, well, frankly send a chill down your spine. This game does not shy away from showing how evil the Nazis can be. In this game, we are dealing with a well-worn trope, Nazis, but it's been well done here. They've worked out how to move the timeline on, take us away from World War II a little bit, and place us into a nearer future from World War II, an alternative timeline which could have potentially happened. Okay, I'm not so sure about the giant robotic dogs, but some of the other elements we see here, Nazis conquering the world and what they do to humanity, it's all here, and it's given a weight that I have never really seen in a computer game before. Like I say, at times this game can be truly chilling. Wolfenstein The New Order really delivers on its promise, a rarity today in AAA gaming. There are problems with the id Tech 5 engine. I would certainly recommend you check out Wolfenstein on Xbox 360 or PS4 if you want the best experience possible. However, the problems that the game engine actually has do not in any way detract from a wonderful computer game, a real AAA title, brilliantly executed by its developers, and, well, we really don't deserve games that are quite as good as this, in my opinion. If you found this review helpful, do please like and subscribe, and do leave us a comment as well.